Here's your latest African news. Guinea. Allegations of US involvement in Guinea Coup circulate after video of US soldiers surface. A video that was circulating on social media last week showing 3 US soldiers in a car surrounded by people jumping up and down as it was making its way to the US embassy in the Guinean capital of Conakry has brought some speculation that there might be some form of US involvement in the recent coup. In the video, armed Guinean troops are seen providing security. The story given by officials is that Guinean security forces provided an escort to Conakry to ensure the safe passage of the US Special Operations units who were in training missions with local forces in the country. But others on social media say it was too much of a coincidence and accused the US of helping facilitate the recent coup. Ethiopia. Prime Minister Abiy says Ethiopia enjoys independence because it repelled enemies over centuries. Prime Minister Abiy says Ethiopia has been enjoying its independence for centuries as a result of the struggles it made with numerous enemies it encountered. The Premier made the remarks in his New Year message conveyed last week. The Prime Minister stated that Ethiopia had been tried on several occasions, but had never been defeated. He added that those who attempted to challenge Ethiopia are those who don't know the country, and they should understand that Ethiopia is a country that had lived for centuries independently. Prime Minister Abiy said Ethiopia will sustain its unity, enhance democratic values, and make the ongoing reforms successful during the new year. South Africa. South Africa announced COVID-19 passport plans. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced on Sunday his intention to introduce a vaccine passport amid widespread mistrust of the COVID-19 vaccine in the continent's most affected country. In a televised address to the nation, Mr. Ramaphosa assured that the immunization of the adult population was a necessary prerequisite to fully reopen the economy and avoid a fourth wave of infection. While the number of cases has dropped sharply in the country, he added that the sustained decline in infections over the past few weeks would, however, allow for relaxation of the restrictive measures starting Monday. To date, just over 7 million people have been fully vaccinated in South Africa, with more than a quarter of adults having received at least one dose. Democratic Republic of Congo. Tshisekedi authorizes review of the Sino-Congolese contract signed by Joseph Kabila. Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi has demanded an evaluation of projects linked to the Sino-Congolese contract signed in 2008 by his predecessor Joseph Kabila in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Official sources have announced that the head of state has asked the Minister of Infrastructure and Public Works to present the state of play in terms of the technical and financial execution of the projects included in the so-called Sino-Congolese contract, and the Minister of Mines to do the same in her sector. The former President Kabila, who served from 2001 to 2019, had negotiated in 2008 a contract in the form of batter, cobalt and copper in exchange for the construction of infrastructure with the Chinese consortium for an amount of $9 billion, renegotiated to $6 billion under pressure from the International Monetary Fund. Guinea. Guinea's ousted president is in good health, Ecowas says. Guinea's ousted president Alpha Condé is in good health, leaders of the West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS say. Its envoys visited Mr. Condé, who was detained in a military coup in Guinea last Sunday. They also met the leaders of the coup, including its figurehead Lieutenant Colonel Doumbouya. ECOWAS President Jean-Claude Brou said that Alpha Condé is well after meeting the 83-year-old in the coup leader's headquarters. Zimbabwe. Mixed reactions greet court ruling permitting the exhumation of Mugabe's remains. Mixed reactions are greeting a Zimbabwe court ruling that sided with the traditional chiefs seeking to exhume the remains of ex-President Robert Mugabe from his home village and move them to the capital, going against the family's wishes. Mugabe was buried in his rural home village of Kutama in September 2019. After weeks of wrangling over his final resting place, Mugabe's wife Grace and other family members had opposed government plans to bury the former leader at the National Heroes Acre in the capital. But while they eventually got their way, a traditional court in May fined the widow 5 cows and 2 goats for improperly burying her husband and called for his exhumation. 3 of Mugabe's children challenged the order in a magistrate court, which sided with the chiefs on Friday. Chad. Chad protesters denounce military accusing France of interference. Protesters marching against the military in Chad took to the streets of the capital in N'Djamena. The country is currently being governed by what's known as the Transitional Military Council under the leadership of Mahamat Idris Deby. He came to power after the death of his father Idris Deby in April, who had been president since 1990. The protesters accused France of being behind the military and actually ruling the African country, and marchers were chanting, "Chad is not a kingdom," and no to French support for Deby's father and son system. Thanks for watching. Visit our YouTube channel Tunacheki for our daily news reports and our website tunacheki.tv for all the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to catch our new show Startup Africa every Thursday on our channel. You can directly support this news series by becoming our YouTube member or becoming a Patreon. And remember, Africa is watching.